Terence Bud Crawford has agreed in principle to face off against the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, Saul Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo Alvarez has agreed. Terence Crawford, we knew he was going to agree. And they're working out the details to showcase their talents. Riyadh season, Cinco de Mayo weekend in May.
Hate me, but I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Hell of a fight.
Hate me, but I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's really, really hard for me to see Canelo losing to Crawford. But it's also, there's things that I can see that Crawford is so good at.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can't see him not being able to be sharp and do that round after round, man.
Canelo versus Crawford is a fascinating clash of skill and strength, but the big question is whether Crawford can beat the odds and overcome a much higher weight class. As we look at what the pros have to say, Longa thinks Crawford's legendary skills could defy the odds against Canelo, but the key issue remains, can the weight difference prove to be too much for the welterweight champion?
Boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said,
Andre Rozier, a renowned boxing trainer, has shared his thoughts on the chances of Terence Crawford stepping up to fight Canelo Alvarez. While Crawford is coming off a win at welterweight, Rozier thinks,
at this point, to regain that status is to beat someone of note in another weight.
Rozier's warning highlights the monumental task Crawford would face in taking on the pound-for-pound star at such a significant weight disadvantage. What do you think? Is Crawford taking on more than he can chew, or could he shock the world once again?
It's going to be enough for him. Him going up to fight and quote-unquote, if it should happen, Canelo, I don't see that ending well. It's just too much and too far to go. But that's what it would.
Canelo Alvarez reveals his thoughts on a potential fight with Terence Crawford, fueling excitement among boxing fans worldwide. And Saul Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican boxing star, has in a way confirmed his readiness to face Terence Crawford, creating buzz around what could be one of the most anticipated fights in boxing today. This possible showdown would feature two elite fighters at the pinnacle of their careers. Terence.
Yes, it is official that the pound-for-pound king, 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, and reigning WBA junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Terence Bud Crawford, future first ballot Hall of Famer, undefeated, 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 37 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach, has agreed in principle. We knew he was going to agree to face off against the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, former undisputed super middleweight world champion, and reigning unified super middleweight world champion, Saul.
The fight between Canelo and Crawford promises to be monumental. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has dominated his class with power and precision. Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this era, brings a combination of technical brilliance and intelligent strategy that has propelled him to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. Terence Crawford, I see he wants.
He's coming up, and I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if it's a fight.
The undisputed super middleweight champion has not shied away from the chance of facing Terence Crawford in the ring. While Crawford's leap into a higher weight class has sparked debates, Canelo stays confident in his ability to dominate the smaller fighter. Speaking on Sway's Universe, Canelo made it clear that he is not only open to the challenge but views it as a chance to make a bold statement that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
The fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. You know, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but
These remarks represent his belief that the weight disparity gives him a major edge over Crawford. With a history of dismantling elite opponents at super middleweight, Canelo seems to view the potential clash as more of a financial chance than a risky challenge. However, for fans and analysts, Crawford's skills and determination could make this fight more unpredictable than Canelo anticipates. While Canelo Alvarez has shown interest in a potential showdown with Terence Crawford, he also gave a deeper insight into his feelings on the matchup. Canelo did not hesitate to address Crawford's fighting style, pointing out the difficulties of facing a tricky opponent. Despite his reservations, the unified champion revealed that the fight could happen under the right circumstances, especially if the financial stakes are high enough. Money.
Whatever you want to fight Crawford. Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, comes down.
That'll work. So if yeah, you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight for me.
While he acknowledges Crawford's talent, he stays confident in the natural advantages provided by his weight class. At the same time, his comments about money and stylistic preferences suggest that for Canelo, the matchup is more about the spectacle and payday than the competitive allure. This adds another layer to the growing argument: can Crawford's skills solve the weight disparity, or is Canelo right to lean on the limits of weight classes? This statement marks a notable shift for Canelo, who had previously voiced reluctance to face Crawford, citing the lack of credit he would receive for defeating a smaller opponent. Everybody wants to fight me, everybody.
I'm in, because I don't like to fight guys like Crawford, because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight, and he don't move that much now. So
calling me out and everything, and like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weight classes. I respect Crawford, he is a great fighter, and I always say that no disrespect to him, but and sometimes it is a little crazy that people talk about a small fighter like Charlo. He is big, which he is, and everybody is talking about if I am going to face a fighter at 147 who is smaller than Charlo. So many says no, it does not make sense when you guys say that. Right now, at the end of the day, I do not want to have credit to face him, Crawford, but you never know. In boxing, I will go up and down and fight everybody out there, so it is possible. Why not? It is possible I cannot go down anymore, but like he say, when they ask him for the Gerant fight, they do not want to get credit for that fight. It is the same for me. I do not need to take that fight, because everybody is going to say it is too small. It is too small, and then he needs to enjoy his. Meanwhile, Crawford has shown
I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that no disrespect to him. But sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford, fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
And I can't go down anymore. But like he say, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight, because everybody's gonna say this.
Persistence in pursuing the matchup, ready to move up weight classes to prove his dominance.
Mel, and then you guys fight. That fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big, especially in a fight. I'm a fighter. But like, I was thinking like, man, it could happen. So you start really sitting down like, man, that fight maybe can.
Champion and Keith, an analyst of the sport, recently broke down why Terence Crawford might see weaknesses in Canelo Alvarez. Drawing from Canelo's performance against Jermall Charlo, Thurman highlighted specific times in the fight that could fuel Crawford's belief in his chances. Thurman's detailed observations suggest that Crawford's strategic mind may be identifying patterns that others miss. When.
But I'm faster. You know, so then you start doing the advantages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, man, we right there.
Yeah.
We right there, you know what I mean? So I was like, man.
And it's not like he didn't go up and win.
Thurman stressed how Charlo's defensive adjustments mitigated damage after the knockdown but also highlighted a lack of counterattacks which allowed Canelo to dominate. He suggested that Crawford, known for his adaptability and offensive creativity, likely sees a chance to exploit these moments by blending strong defense with calculated aggression.
When Canelo fought Charlo, besides the knockdown, Charlo was able to protect himself very well against Canelo's onslaught. The only problem was, while protecting himself, there was
of Crawford studying Canelo's recent fights to find exploitable gaps in his offense. While Charlo leaned heavily on defense to survive, Crawford would aim to combine similar tactics with his body boxing ability to not only neutralize Canelo's power but also create scoring chances. However, Thurman's remarks also underscored the risks one mistake against Canelo can turn the tide.
I believe, seeing what I saw, I believe Crawford saw the same thing. If Charlo can go so untouched by just being, you know, once he got dropped, his, you know, spider senses, boom, fully awakened, right? Boom. So now hands up, don't make no mistakes. So, you know, that's how it is. We saw it in the Munguia fight. You know, we saw it in the last fight. It's those little mistakes.
Stephen A. Smith recently shared his take on the possible mega fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Known for his candid views, Smith dissected the clash, weighing Crawford's better boxing skills against Canelo's power and physicality. While he acknowledged both fighters' greatness, Smith highlighted the key factors that could determine the
young Triple G. He did his. I felt he won at least a draw. The judges, you weirdos, you guys suck at. And Crawford, you're not pound for pound, sucking. You never fought nobody good. You fought Spence that had a car accident.
Smith's analysis points to the critical balance between skill and strength. He thinks Crawford's technical ability could trouble Canelo, but without the power to back it up, the relentless Mexican champion might overwhelm him. Smith went further, breaking down Canelo's approach to fights and the risks Crawford would face if caught by one of his shots.
But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think of...
Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.